Yep.
Here we go. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Wowhead Weekly number 140. And Taurus came out this week. We have a lot to talk about, so let's not waste any time. I would like to introduce you to my lovely co-host, Wowhead site manager, Perculia.
Hey everyone, glad to see everyone again. We have a lot to talk about with Antorus the Burning Throne opening the week of the 28th. And we also have some other events going on this week. But yeah, mostly lots of Antorus lore. So yeah, let's get started. And my cat is back, so I'm sure he'll be giving some commentary.
Doing typical Brightpaw stuff. I don't know when I switch between it takes a second for Perk's thing to load. I don't know why that is, but just blame me. I don't know. It's probably my fault. But yeah, and Taurus came out, so I've done a little bit. I with my guild, we went through and we decided to try normal first just to like see what it was like. And I felt like normal was very easy. We got up to Iranar, is that her name? Eonar?
Aonar. Yeah.
Yeah, we got up to her and we finished her, and then it was the end of raid. So we're gonna pick back up on Thursday, and hopefully we can clear it. So we can get started on Heroic on Sunday. But yeah, I love it. We've seen a lot of mechanics that I've never seen in boss fights before.
Yeah, I also agree that I think it was normally should be pretty easy to go through and see the lore. My coworker Squishy zoomed through it and he got like world seconds. We could get that cinematic up quickly. But yeah, the fights seem to be, a mix of new stuff. Blizzard is trying not just to do like, oh, we've got the patchwork, then we've got like, Saffron 2.0 and all that. So yeah, I think also they realized Tomb of Sargeras had kind of fights that were all similar in how they presented challenges. So they're trying to branch out and have that be better as my cat grabs onto my arm.
Yeah. When I was really surprised when we got to ANR that it's like a tower defense game. It's like a mini game within the raid that is a boss, and you can fly, and it's crazy. It's like nothing I've ever done in a raid before.
I wonder if that's going to be some of like the Warfronts tech, like you'll fight waves of enemies maybe with that style. Yeah. I wonder whenever they introduce something that's totally brand new, if we're going to see it again.
It feels totally brand new. I mean, to be fair, I am not the most experienced raider in the whole world. I mean, I've raided pretty seriously, air quotes, since like after Cataclysm, and then I also raided a little bit in Wrath of the I raided Wrath of the Lich King, did not raid in Cataclysm, and then I raided in Mists going forward. So not like the super most experienced raider, but I've certainly never seen anything like that before. I stopped. I was very obnoxious. My guild wanted to move on, and I'm like, I'm taking screenshots. Get out of my shot.
And it's fun because her room is so pretty compared to everything else being all foul and green.
In the distance and stuff. It's super cool. But if you guys are interested in going in and checking out Antorus, whether it's on normal or heroic, Wowhead has guides to all bosses with videos, all made by Fat Boss TV. There's loot guides, trinket guides, transmog, and mount guides. And let me go up, and while we're talking about this a little bit, I made a slideshow of all the tier and the mount rewards that you can get out of this raid.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff. One of the notable things is Argos, of course, has tons of rewards, including there is a quest for a legendary ring, there is a very creepy mount on Mythic difficulty, there is the Kirantor summoning crystal on Heroic, which we'll talk about later in the show, there are different transmog weapons you can get from him, his scythe, and if you kill him on Mythic, you also get the Titan Slayer achievement, and there's also Paragon of Argos. You defeat Agrimar and Argus, and you can get an achievement that counts towards the Paragon of Argus meta. So lots of cool stuff there. And of course, tier is neat as well. For transmog, we've gotten these tints in PvP for a few months, but now we have the cooler tints, in my opinion, from PvE.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff. And the mounts, we're going to get into more detail of those mounts in just a little while, but there are 4 different mounts you can earn from this raid as well. So there's really something for everyone. Sorry for that noise. I just saw Brightpaw. Brightpaw just straight up attacked Perk's mic.
And a cup. It's now by the mic.
Perfect. So, yeah, if you're interested in any of that, head over to wowhead.com. And also, a big exciting thing is with the release of the raid, of course, we got the cinematic that comes out.
Oh, yeah.
So I can play that for you guys if you want. I'll put a spoiler tag up, and if you want to mute and go away for it's like 3 minutes long, we'll play that, and then we'll talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead, and it is right. Hold on. I meant to add it. It looks like I did not, but here, I have got it right here.
Brightpaw, get off of the keyboard.
Don't do it, Brightpaw. Don't conform.
He should watch the cinematic and do his little cat reaction
You
to it.
have done well, mortals.
It is time.
We must gather our strength. Return home, children of Azeroth.
Illidan, we've done all we can.
Every choice, every sacrifice has led me to this moment. To face him once again.
You are not coming with us.
The hunter is nothing without the hunt. Did you not see this fate, prophet?
Fate. Our survival was never in fate's hands. Light be with you, Illidan Stormrage.
Brother, your crusade is over!
So what you guys just saw is the cinematic that takes place after you defeat Antorus, the Unmaker, Argus the Unmaker, in Antorus.
Yeah, Argus the Unmaker in Antorus, which we access on the planet Argus.
It's very confusing because you fight Argus the Unmaker, and I don't know what happens because I haven't killed him yet, but then, like, obviously the guy that we just saw, who I'm gonna try not to spoil anything for anybody who walked away, but the guy we just saw is not Argus the Unmaker, and he gets real mad about being, you know, zoomed away or whatever, and he stabs Azeroth with a giant sword. And what happens after that is when you've actually defeated this, or I assume after LFR Wing 4 comes out, this is an environmental change that you will see in Silithus. Oh, these are scaled improperly. Look at how huge those are.
We should still the spoiler tag up.
Yeah, I will. They can't see anything right now because it's zoomed in super close.
Things are orange.
There's the spoiler tag, but you could just see orange. There was nothing really to show there. Yeah. But I'm too quiet. That's shocking. That is really astounding. That's not really a problem I have much in my life. But let me see what I can do to make that better. But yeah, this is an environmental change that will take place after you have defeated the final boss of Antorus. This is in Silithus. It's called the Wound in Silithus, which is where our new BG is going to be.
Yeah, and this will also be the source of Azerite, which is used to power the heart of Azeroth. And you can see it really far away. I think we have some pictures in the slideshow. You can see it in Gadgetzin. You can see it in Thunderbluff. It is massive, and it takes like a few minutes if you just fly from the bottom of it up to the top. It dominates the landscape of Azeroth.
Yes.
So.
It's
also really sad because like Cenarian Hold is obviously like destroyed, and some of the NPCs for the Scepter Shard, like Raloshan, are like dead, and it's just you know, it's just sad. I know Silithus wasn't everyone's favorite zone, but if you're playing during Classic, you have nice memories of the gates opening at least. And it's just, you know, when a zone changes so much, it's just
it's crazy.
shocking
You
after
can see it
so
from
many years.
Thunderbluff. Like, you can see it from so far away because it's so massive. But, I mean, that's not super surprising. Titans are the size of planets, so they must have planet-sized swords. And what's interesting to me about this is that you can clearly see that there's some stuff leaking out from the wound in Silithus. And I would venture to say that that is the blood of Azeroth, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, that's azurite. That's what we'll be collecting.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be using.
This just seems like a real bad idea, Perk. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to flip off of this media and go back to us for a second.
Yeah.
But I am this does not seem like a good idea. Okay, so a big bad guy stabs the planet, and the planet is bleeding, and we're like, oh, I think we should just use this blood for our own benefit.
Yeah, that does not seem good. Another thing that does not seem good is that after the cinematic plays the skybox in the Vindicar, the raid version, you can look out and it's all void and all the planets in the background have tentacles on them. So it's like, like everything is void and we've been stabbed and the Pantheon is all locked away with you know, a big bad guy. So we're doing this on our own. And it's kind of what Star Ogre and Nighthold predicted, how, you know, the future world was all going to be void and we wouldn't, you know, we're busy fighting the Burning Legion and here the void's taking over everything. So things are not in good shape for us.
Yeah, it seems like really poor planning on our part, and it's also a little bit deceiving because in the final cinematic, you kind of hear this sigh of relief come from Velen, and I don't know that there's much for him to actually be relieved about.
I don't think. Well, I mean, I don't think he knows this. Like, you know, on his end, it's bittersweet. He's like, Velen is staring and he sees that red dot, and that's the portal closing between the Argus world and Azeroth world. And it's probably like, oh, they did it. They sealed him away. Look, I don't see Argus anymore. It's this little red dot. And, you know, he's just flying on the spaceship. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in for a surprise when he comes back to Azeroth.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm definitely excited to see what happens from here. To the chat that's saying that they just went to Silithus and there's nothing there, you have to defeat the final boss in Antorus in order for these world changes to take place. And those changes will be the giant sword in the ground, which will be visible from pretty much everywhere, and then Argus will no longer be visible. And I assume that those changes will go live for everybody regardless after the fourth wing of LFR comes out, which is like January 19th.
It's really similar to when, like, if you defeated Argus, you saw the planet. When you defeated Kil'jaeden, you saw Argus in the sky. Yeah. But if you didn't, the world was just normal, and then when LFR opened, everyone saw the change.
Yeah, so that's a thing that's happening. It's weird. It's a little bit scary, but it's certainly setting us up for future stuff. Like we talked about.
I have a lot of questions about this. I did a whole analysis post on it, but just to run down quickly. So, like, no one really seems to win in this except for Illidan, who was all like,
I get to
this was my destiny. Like, I get to, like, beat up, you know, someone for the end of all time. Like, I've always wanted to do this. So I don't know much of it. Like, I know it's a sacrifice because it's really sad how, you know, he has like his farewell messages to, you know, Malfurion and to Tyrande, but, you know, like, he seems to be really looking forward to his destiny. And there's kind of a nice role reversal where, like, Illidan is like, this is my fate, and Velen is like, Arwen was not fate, and they kind of smirk at each other because they changed what they believed in. But yeah, so Illidan seems kind of happy about this, and I think we're going to see him again in the Pantheon because no one really died. They just sort of went away in the sky. And, like, their stories all seem unfinished, so I wonder if they'll come back at some point in the future.
Well, being that the next expansion is allegedly, like, Horde versus Alliance, air quotes, like, what if the battle for Azeroth isn't Horde versus Alliance?
I think it's Old Gods because, like, I think the Old Gods are making us go crazy, and that's why I face Queen Ashara. And what's interesting is that Sargeras, like, went on his own path because he hated the Void and he wanted to destroy all the planets so the Void wouldn't take them over. So now it's going to be like, if the Old Gods and Void are doing crazy stuff, maybe we need to have, like, the Pantheon and Sargeras doing what they can to obliterate the Void. So I think they'll be back.
Who knows? I'm excited to see what happens going forward. We're dancing around spoilers here, so we're going to move on from this. Just to answer a quick question in chat, you will still be able to go to Argus after these events take place. Like, after your world events take place, you won't see Argus in the sky anymore, but you'll still be able to transport there with the little transport.
Same with Old Silithus. There is one of those, like, time-walking Dragonflight NPCs there that will change it to the old world.
Timey-wimey. So you can still do that. Speaking of Pantheon, do you want to talk a little bit about the Pantheon Trinkets?
Sure. So the Argus Pantheon Trinkets, they are a big discussion point because they do a bunch of cool stuff. And what was interesting is that Watcher Dev would not say how you acquire them in the recent Q&A, so they were a bit of a mystery. And we discovered how they work when the raid opens. And it is push personal loot, which means that it's a random chance to just appear for you in your spec, regardless of master loot or personal loot. It's not a bonus roll. It just sort of appears. It's similar to the Garrosh heirlooms from Siege of Orgrimmar. And what further complicated things is that the legendary trinket is also push personal loot. And you can get the epic one and the legendary one on the same kill, and that is what the first recorded looting was. A holy paladin named Bernut who got the A&R one and the Amunthul's Vision at the same time. Extremely lucky player.
And he was the first one? He was the first person to ever get a Pantheon Trinket, and he got a Pantheon Trinket and a Amunthul's Vision? G-kick him right now. I can't be around this guy. And it's random how many people in your raid get it. One raid had 6 out of 14 players, another had 2 out of 30, another had 4 out of 30. Nobody got the upgrade item, so the idea is that maybe you have to loot the trinket before you can start upgrading it. And basically, if you're like, what is the Pantheon Trinket? I wasn't paying attention. There are ones for each spec themed after a member of the Pantheon, and they have a really cool proc. And then if 4 of the distinct trinkets proc in Antorus, you activate this mega awesome proc only in Antorus. And then they start at 940. You can upgrade them to 1,000 with an item that gives you 5 item levels a week. Or you can get really lucky and loot the legendary one, which you can equip in addition to 2 other legendaries. And you can, that's ready at 1,000, and you can proc the mega effects with just a bunch of the legendaries. And we have a post on that just sort of explaining, like, you know, which one do you want if you have like a really good spec one or really good legendary one. And we, you know, it's a really cool kind of math theory crafting post. There's also, since we're talking about legendaries, there's also a legendary, there's a quest when you get to the Vindicar, if you're all caught up on all of your Argus quests. Turelian will give you a quest that sends you to the Antoran Waste Vindicar. You watch a cinematic, and then you talk to Velen, and he gives you a quest to kill the final boss in Antorus the Burning Throne. And once you do, you'll just be given a legendary. It's a freebie. And it's really good for a lot of specs.
Yeah, it's a ring that increases the Netherlight Crucible Light and Shadow powers by 50%. And I think it's on all difficulties, or at least it's, you know, normal and above. So if you have any alts and you're trying to gear them up, that can be one of your starter legendaries.
Yeah, it's really good for a lot of specs, though. Like, even though it's like kind of a freebie starter legendary, it's definitely a good one. I have strong feelings about this not being that it. I don't think it should respect the 2 Legion legendary limit. Being that they're going to basically give it to everybody.
Well, just to clarify, no, the ring is 1 out of 2 legendaries. The trinket is not.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My mouth doesn't work properly. But yeah, so the ring that you get as the freebie legendary from the quest, that still respects the 2 legendary limits. So you cannot equip a 3rd legendary unless it is Amunthul's Vision. Amunthul's Vision, the trinket, is outside of that. So you can equip your 2 legendaries plus Amunthul's Vision. Yeah. I just kind of feel like...
Yeah, go ahead. I have another reason why I'm confused by it.
It seems weird that they would just give a legendary to everybody, and it'd be so good for so many specs, but then like not have it be a 3rd legendary on its own. That doesn't seem to me like it would be hard to balance, since everybody would be using it. Like it seems like it would be an outlier. But
I'm also really confused how they're like, we won't tell you how this drops, and I feel like maybe it would have just, I don't know, it would have just been nice to know more about it, because legendaries are a big deal, and nobody wants to like be like we were messaging that guy's guildmates being like, was this, you know, individual loot or a bonus roll, and like we're trying to get all this proof, because people are like, oh, can I bonus roll for the legendary? Maybe I should, you know, people just want to plan in advance when something is such a big DPS.
for sure. That's fair that people would want to do that. It just, I don't play a spec that is super dependent on legendaries. Like, I play a Resto Shaman, so, like, it's not that big of a deal. But, there are a lot of classes that really, air quotes, require 2 specific legendaries to be successful. I know, like, Feral Druid is one of them. Demon Hunter is another one. There's, like, I think a lot of them are melee. But regardless, it's kind of crappy to put them in a situation where, like, this ring is so good for so many people, but, you might have to, like, give up a different legendary that I don't know.
Also, the ring could be pretty variable. Like, if you have relics and they're all kind of duds, you could be like, oh, well, this is not really increasing the powers I like. And then you have the relic with the right, another light. It's like, oh, this is amazing now. I will equip that.
I'm really excited for next expansion when we don't have these types of legendaries. I was excited for them going into the expansion, but in practice, it doesn't feel like they're legendary. It almost feels like another type of tier or something. Like I know, these would
be different color, like, I don't know, like bright pink or something.
They
don't work like legendaries.
On behalf of bright pink, no.
Maybe, I don't, like, what's a color they haven't used?
I don't know, like
yellow?
Maybe like a nice cyan. Like a cerulean. Yeah. I don't know. It's just silly. But yeah, other than that, you can also now get the Glory of the Argus Raider achievement, which has already been completed by some people. And if you do complete it, you get the, I can take the spoiler tag away. You can get the Gloom Doggo.
It's so cool.
He's the Gloom
2
Doggo.
groups on the Achievements Discord got the US and EU first. And they write a lot of the achievement guides on Wowhead, so they're hard at work explaining how everyone else can get this done. And it's so cool. Like, the dogs are so gross, but they're so cool, and they're bright purple, and that makes them cute and fun.
They're
doggies with wings and lavender.
Yeah, no, they're super cool. I was writing guides. I started. Let me back off. I ended up writing 1 single guide for all of the bosses. So the first boss, great guide. Second boss, it was just like, these are doggos. They have a chance to drop them out. Like, that's like the extent of the information I gave to my guildies. But wow.
He's like, I dropped a thing too.
Raid on. No.
No, that's the wrong
look
thing.
Look, he's so pleased with himself. He's gonna look you in the eye.
No. Oh no.
Oh,
what do
dear.
I do?
I'm so
Baby,
sorry
stop
that this
doing
is
that
happening to you, Perk. So anyways, Glory of the Argus.
Let's have him do stuff in the background.
Glory of the Argus Raider, that's a thing. Also, in this most recent patch, legendaries have been updated. They can now be upgraded to level 1000, and they will drop at level 1000.
Yep.
And you will automatically pick up the essences, whether you picked up the quest or not, which is really nice. The essences come from things like daily heroics, raiding, PvP. A lot of, like, meaningful content will give you those essences. 50 of them will allow you to upgrade your 970 to 1000.
Yeah, and one clarification. On the PTR, the breadcrumb quest, to sort of alert you to the fact that you could upgrade them, gave a few essences, and so everyone's like, oh man, I want this quest, essences. And when it went to live, it gave you no essences.
It gave you no essences. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by Brightpaw, who looks so pleased with himself.
I know.
I can't believe how big he is.
I know, he
looks
keeps
like
growing.
Twice the size as he was when I was at
he is. He is twice the size. And he just, like, scrunched his eyes at me, being like, I'm so happy.
Oh, yeah. No, the chat is amazing. My sister said, and I quote, he's so perfect.
He's like, look at me. I'm being more perfect.
He is literally just screwing stuff up today. He's living to screw stuff up. Oh, my gosh. Chat, I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh. Anyway. I'm trying to stay on task. It's not easy for me. Like we talked about earlier, you can get 4 different mounts out of Antorus the Burning Throne, but the best one, in my opinion, by far, is the Violet Burb. The Violet Burb is the best by far, and I do have a video, so you guys, because I feel like the screenshots did not do this justice at all.
I agree.
This is such a pretty mount. You may recognize it. It was the mount that we rode in when we started the Broken Shore.
Yeah, this was what Khadgar turns into, and it's fitting because when you kill Argus on heroic or higher, you get this Blood of the Titan item, which starts a quest, and then you turn it into Khadgar, and he gives you this as thanks. So it's like a Kieran Tor Khadgar themed mount.
I know, I can't wait to use it on my mage. Like, it's the perfect mage mount. Like, this should have been the mage class mount.
I know, it's a lot, well, you know, the mage mount was like a sewer.
Oh, so sad times. It's so pretty, though. Look at those wings in motion. I love it so much. So this is the new moose. This is the new friendship moose. The friendship burb, if you will.
Yep. And yeah, so that basically means guilds will be like, you know, trying to run other people through or get their friends through or charging as like a nice source of like gold income to offset consumables. And it drops for everyone. It's not like Mythic where only like one guarantees drop. It drops for everyone and you just turn that in. And Khadgar has, you know, a bittersweet thing being like, thanks for your help, you know, but bad stuff is happening, but, you know, take this mount in the meantime.
Thanks, Khadgar.
Yeah.
It's an awesome mount. Oh, I love the visual effects on it. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
and it's like sometimes when they release super cool mounts like that, I think I want them and then I get them and everybody's using them and it makes it a little less special. But I don't think I'm
this one is
that
special
way about that. It's a really cool mount. I've wanted it since the first time we got to use it for that quest. So I'm really, really excited about it. And I also can't wait to see all of the groups that are going to pop up because I feel like during the Friendship Moose era of WoW was like a really good part of the community. Like people were using it for charity. There was even shirts at Hot Topic that said Friendship Moose.
I know, that was, it got very mainstream.
It got very mainstream very quickly. So I'm really excited to see this version of that because I feel like we're going to get some super cool fan art. We're going to see a lot of people, I don't know. I'm excited. There's so many feels. I just know it. Yeah. As far as what's going on that's not related to, actually, let's do weekly events after. Talk about the talents first, because that kind of goes together.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can cover quickly. So we, in Tomb of Sargeras, we started up Mythic support for showing on the talent calculator what are the most used talents pulled from Warcraft logs on every Mythic boss fight for every spec. And we also were showing top legendaries used and top trinkets. So if you wanted to try out the fight, you would have an idea of like what the community was doing. And we have now updated that for Antorus, and we also have it use, it's now also pulling heroic builds in addition to mythic builds because we understand that, you know, fights might have different mechanics and some talents might be better than others, especially if there's like a different phase or you have to like, you know, address a certain ability in a different way. So that is all live, and we're starting to already get some data for the early bosses, and we think that's a really cool data feature, and that's awesome that Warcraft Logs has set it up in a way that sites like us can do cool stuff with it on our tools as well.
Yeah, those are things. So outside of Antorus stuff, obviously this week is the Pet Battle bonus event. This is one of my ow, I just hit my hand on my keyboard. This is one of my personal favorite bonus events. You can, during this event, you can get a pet from level 1 to level 25 in 4 battles if you do it properly and use potions and stuff. But you get 200% experience on your pets during this time, and if you do the quest The Very Best, which requires you to, I believe, win 4 or 5 PvP battles, you'll then get an ultimate pet battle training stone, which will level one of your pets instantly from 1 to 25 you get to choose, which is pretty awesome. And Wowhead has guides that can help you decide what pet to use that on if you're not quite sure how you want to do it. Also, the 13th anniversary ends today or tomorrow. Like it'll be like tomorrow morning
Thursday
before
morning
reset. So if you want to finish up anything there, definitely do it. Remember, you can go slay Blasted Landlord Khadgar, Azure Ghost, and the 4 dragons of Nightmare. And also, if you did not get the Corgi pup from last year, I would highly recommend going and grabbing that. There's also the bronze sunglasses, which you can purchase for time walking badges. And then, of course, the Dark Moon Fair starts this Sunday. The PvP brawl this week is Arathi Blizzard is what it's called, and it's basically
I love the snowman that's like murdered by the blacksmith.
It's the best. There's the whole. It's basically Arathi Basin in a blizzard. It's snowy and foggy. It's hard to see, and but other than that, all the rules are the same, just with much less visibility, much more weather.
Also, one quick note about the Pet Battle bonus event on US Realms on Thursday. the Squirt pet trainer will be up in the menagerie in the garrison.
Oh, yeah.
And she is super good for pet leveling because defeating her as opposed to other menagerie bosses gives a lot of XP.
Yeah.
And there are lots of strats where you can like easily put in a carry pet and then swap it out.
A
and
lot
have
of times
two
you can
other
even
pets
put in
take it
2.
down.
If you have the proper level 25, you can carry 2 pets and get like 13 levels on them in one. I used to do it a lot.
I know.
That's why I have so many high level pets, was because I just, what else did you do during Warlords of Draenor other than your garrison dailies?
Yep.
Oh, that poor expansion. The best comment that I've seen on the internet this week regarding World of Warcraft was I put up a reaction video to the cinematics yesterday, and somebody commented, "Oh, it's too bad he missed with that sword. I'm sure that he meant to hit the Warlords of Draenor expansion." And I like was sitting in a room by myself, and it made me laugh right out loud. So whoever said that, thank you for that giggle that you gave me. What's exciting outside of World of Warcraft, but still sort of related to World of Warcraft, is that Jinx Cyber Monday sale is actually still going on. They have different deals every day, and there are a ton of awesome Blizzard things for sale. You know what sucks is mine will be here tomorrow. My shipping it said it would be here tomorrow. But we have a code. It's 20% off through 20% off all Blizzard products through December 31st. Of course, this applies to those amazing hoodies, which include the Overwatch premium hoodies, as well as these brand new Shield hoodies for both Horde and Alliance, and the new Horde and Alliance premium hoodies, which are super nice.
Yeah, they're all. I really like the quality of the hoodies, the direction they've been going. And
I don't think I got those ones, the new premium ones, but I did get the Shield ones, and I got the Roadhog one because I already had the Diva one. So the amount of hoodies in my life is unreal, and then Jinx just keeps coming out with more hoodies that I want. I don't know what to do.
They're so good though.
I know. I'm wearing one right now. I'm wearing one right now.
I am wearing something from Target's children's section.
I'm sorry. I did this to Perk. Like, aside from the podcast, true story, Perk and I went to go get food for Bright Paw, who, by the way, was not her cat. Like, this is what happened. We found a kitten, and Perk, we couldn't bring him inside because we found him at, like, 2 in the morning, so we had no way of getting, like, litter or anything to, like... you know, bring a cat inside. We didn't know if he had fleas or anything. So Perk's got a really nice backyard that's like all fenced in. So we were hoping that maybe he would just stay in the garden, and he did not. So in the morning, I had to tell Perk, because I woke up before her, so I had to like break the news to her that the cat was there.
Ran away.
And my favorite thing was her response, "That's okay. I'm not sad." So I was like, well, why don't we do this? I'm like, honestly, if he's been outside for a while, he's probably still pretty close nearby. Let's go get food and litter just in case. Worst case scenario, you don't open it and you can return it. It's not a big deal. We go and get the food and the litter. We come back, and I go outside, and I literally am just like, "Here, kitty, kitty." And he comes right out. Like, he's just waiting for us. Yeah. And while we were at Target getting cat food for the cat that Perk did not actually have, we got lost in the children's section. For like 2 hours, and now Perk like exclusively shops there because she's small. I'm tall, so I can't get away with a lot of this stuff. But
there's dresses from it too, so
really
it's like full children's Target section.
It's amazing. So that's the whole story of how Brightpaw got Perk addicted to children's clothing.
Oh, there you are again. Did you know what you did?
He doesn't care.
Did you?
Oh, he knows what he did. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. So yeah, guys, that's everything that's going on.
Oh, one more quick thing. We are doing a giveaway, 2 giveaway things on Wowhead. Blizzard was kind enough to give us 20 BlizzCon 2017 backpacks to give away. So on our Antorus survival guide post, we have a giveaway, really easy comment to win, and you can get one of 20 backpacks, and it has like the charms and a pin and the Velcro patches and all that good stuff. And then we are in the last like 24 hours of our month of gratitude giveaway. We have a Sylvanas statue and a bunch of other stuff. Just, check Facebook, Twitter, wherever. There's, I think it has like hundreds of thousands of entries, but you can enter lots of ways. Sylvanas statue, game time, BlizzCon pets, lots of cute things, and that's our November giveaway, and we've had a huge response to that, so thanks to everyone that's been sharing that giveaway and entering in it.
I just had the realization that code was live until December 31st because November's like over. What?
Yep.
And how?
Yep.
What's going on?
I know, it's been so busy with the raid and BlizzCon.
So weird. Did we have any questions come in? from SAS?
No, and the giveaway bot, the giveaway browser extension is broken, so we'll figure out something for next week. So we have no giveaway. So
we'll do 2 giveaways next week to make up for this.
Yeah.
I just made that executive decision that I do not have the authority
Yay.
to make. Yay!
I like giveaways.
You're going to message me after you're paying for this prize, Danielle. Which is fine if I have to. But yeah, so if you're interested in any of those giveaways, head over to wowhead.com/month-of-gratitude. And you can enter there. There's lots of stuff that are being given away. Also, there were a couple people in chat that were just talking about finding a cat. So I do want to clarify that when we found him, I spent the whole rest of the week that I was at Perks looking at lost and found pet pages. Like, we looked at the humane, like, we didn't go to the Humane Society, but we were looking at the Humane Society to see if anybody had, like, we did not steal anybody's cat, I promise. Like, he was super skinny and he had not eaten in a really long time, you could tell. So don't worry, Perk rescued him. She did not steal him. And if she stole him, the owner was irresponsible anyways.
Yeah, he was under the car. Like when we found him the first night and the second night, he was in the exact same place.
Yeah, he was like living in a parking lot. It was very sad. He was, and then he has no interest. Like when Perk goes outside with him, he just follows her around the garden. He's not trying to run away and be an outdoor cat at all. He's very happy.
The one time he ran away he's like, the squirrel is pulling flowers off your tree. Let me like yell at him and shoo him away. And then he just ran back inside.
I took care of that, Mom.
Yep.
So, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us on this lovely Wednesday evening. Thank you to all of our Twitch subscribers, our YouTube subscribers, our Twitch followers, everybody who watches our show, and of course, a huge thank you to all of our Wowhead Premium subscribers. If you aren't familiar, Wowhead Premium is a monthly membership to Wowhead that gives you all sorts of benefits. Your name appears as a special color when you're in the comments. You can track quests, but the best thing, of course, is that it completely removes all ads from the site, desktop, and mobile as long as you're logged in. It is $1 per month or $9 for the whole year, and it directly supports Wowhead's content. So if you're interested in that, you can head over to wowhead.com/premium and you can purchase it for yourself, or you can gift it to a friend, or you can gift it to people in the comments. Like if you see someone who leaves a super useful comment, you can gift them that way as well. So thank you so much to all of our Wowhead Premium members. We will be back next Wednesday here at twitch.tv/wowhead at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time with everything that's going on this week in WoW. So until then, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. Good luck in Antorus, and we will see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.